Hello guys, welcome back to the GalacticOz Podcast. And yes, I know, you don't have the usual beautiful face in front of you. You've got my horrendous face, unfortunately. But don't worry guys, there's not been a change in ownership or anything like that. Azam is still going to be the host, but today it's been a substitution. And hopefully it's a good substitution. It's Ryan Cherki coming on in the 85th minute for France. Like he usually does. But obviously I'm going to go introduce the panel right now. And today we've got a phenomenal guest. One of the biggest Man City supporters that I know. A co-host of one of the biggest podcasts in the UK, The Club. And also a massive wind-up merchant. If you go to the dictionary, and you look at the dictionary, it will say Buvey right next to it because he's the biggest wind-up merchant. And I've been watching him for years as an Arsenal fan. And behind the screen, I always get irritated by every single one of his takes when it comes to Arsenal because he winds me up from all the way down under, all the way from the other side of the world. So welcome, Buvey. How you doing, mate?
Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks for inviting me on this podcast. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, perfect. And obviously we've got the rest of the boys. We've got Abdullah with us as well, and we've got Hassanain back. And I think he's wearing a Morocco jersey. Is that right, Hassanain?
I'm wearing my Morocco jersey today. Yeah, celebrating Morocco, obviously.
Celebrating. I mean, there's not much to celebrate, but we'll get into it. We're going to obviously be reviewing the game, France versus Morocco, which was a cruise. An absolute walk in the park for France, which was very surprising on some certain things. But unfortunately, that's what I saw. As much as I would love for my African brothers to do well, unfortunately, France prevailed yet again. 2-0. I'll start off with Buvey. Buvey, tell me what you make of this France side, and obviously tell me how you did the game surprise you a little bit, because obviously Morocco being one of the best African team that I've ever seen in my lifetime, going back-to-back quarterfinals, but unfortunately coming in short against France yet again. So tell me your thoughts on the game.
It was ominous for the rest of the World Cup because I think France, obviously they wanted to win the game, but there was a level of apathy as if it was boys versus men. They weren't concerned, they weren't chasing the game. They didn't need passion. They didn't need, Messi heroics in the final 5 minutes. They didn't need Jude Bellingham heroics or Dan Burn heroics. They just needed their system, and they just waited and pounced on Morocco. I think they were absolutely better than Morocco in every single department. And Spain and France, the only two sides that have got a system, I think, where they can beat 7 out of 10, pick up a 2-0 win, and get to back-to-back semi-finals of a World Cup, and obviously a couple of those are finals as well. So. I think their system with Spain is by far the best in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. I mean, especially, I think it's absolutely unfair when you look at in modern football when you have so many tactics involved, and it's so robotic and it's so pragmatic. What we've experienced in the Premier League. It's so refreshing to see the front four of France play the way they play with no fear at all. Such fluid football. And obviously, they didn't even have to get out of second gear to go against Morocco. And they come up with a 2-0 win by obvious individual brilliance by the dictator himself, Kylian Mbappé, as well as Ousmane Dembélé. Abdullah, what do you think about these performances, man? Can we see any team stop this? Can we see Spain stop this? We'll talk about that game a little bit later on. But tell me about... is there a chance where these guys can have an off game?
I don't remember. Maybe club football, possibly. The 3-peat Real Madrid might be the prime example, but I don't remember a team being so inevitable. And not just the fact that they're delivering, the fact that before the tournament, I'm sure majority of the people would have had them somewhat favourites, but thought, surely you can't fit all those attacking players in at the same time. Yeah. Surely it won't work. Surely there will be personality clashes, ego clashes, whatever the case may be. But that's not been the case in the slightest. Not just that, it's been like clockwork, like plug and play.
Yeah.
Barcola comes in, job's done. Doué starts, job's done. It doesn't matter. It looks like nobody can do anything about this French team.
Yeah.
Having said this though, I'm extremely disappointed in Morocco. I feel like they let themselves down big time today. Big time. I tell you why. Because coming into the game, I was expecting the Morocco we saw against Brazil. The Morocco that doesn't care about big names. The Morocco that's willing to take the game to the opposition, regardless of who the opposition is. That's what they've gotten us used to in the group stages and even in the last World Cup. But their manager went without a number 9.
Yeah.
He literally surrendered a lot of ground to France. Bilal Al-Khanous and Izzeddin Onahi were sitting there. So Khanous was meant to be the false nine. He was sat in the midfield with Izzeddin Onahi picking up the 2 sixes for France. And they allowed that the back three that France formed, all of that back third was theirs. They stepped in all the way to the midfield, literally unopposed, because all they cared about is having their 2 sixes be 2v1 against Olise. That was their main worry. So that's why they played with the false nine, so the false nine can pick up the 6, along with Izzeddin Onahi picking up the other 6, and that leaves their 2 sixes free to pick up Olise. It worked to an extent in periods, but it made them so toothless. They had no threat on the counter. The moment that they broke out, there was nothing. You could see that they're not gonna cause any damage.
Yeah.
And that to me is where I felt very let down by Morocco, because we had Ili on here a couple of days ago, and he said that they're gonna lose. So Moroccan fans going into the game knew that this is the high possibility. Them winning was maybe a 3 to 5% chance. So knowing that you're gonna lose, at least go out with a fight. Don't play without a striker.
I think
have a proper go, and then if you fail, you fail. You're gonna fail regardless.
Yeah.
That's the whole world was expecting that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So that's what I thought about them.
It is. They only had like one shot on target. Like they didn't have any shot on target till like maybe the 55th minute. Like I think the entire first half it was just all France. And Hassanem, I can see that you're itching to say something about Morocco, bro. I see the smile on your face. What is it?
Look, I understand what Abdullah was saying, yeah. But today, from the kickoff, it was clear and obvious they wanted to take it to penalties. Because the thing is, what can you do against a team like France? Like today, Aubameyang almost close in the middle half of Morocco, he was yelling at Lucadini like, why don't you join us? Come play with us, you know what I mean? We're having fun up here. Because the thing is, the moment Morocco tried to attack, the counter attack happened and they got a penalty. You know what I mean? What can you do against a team like that, against France? Like I watched the first 10 minutes, I knew like there was no way. The moment you try to attack, you're gonna concede a goal. There's no way. The only way you can win this game is take it to penalties. And they tried to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You
But
mentioned
obviously, 2 individual fantastic goals like Kylian Mbappé, obviously.
Yeah.
The finishing, that was amazing. Yeah, but looking back at the game, even the previous games, I don't see any how can Morocco do anything different and get out of win in this game. I mean, it wasn't possible.
I was expecting like a similar sort of performance against Brazil, but like I think they did really disappoint me a lot. And obviously, I mean, you mentioned the penalty. Look, the penalty, like it was a clear penalty. I think there were like posts and memes.
Yeah, that was clear and obvious.
Yeah, and Mbappe diving and stuff. I'm like, nah, I don't buy that at all. But the one thing I wanted to talk about the penalty was the fact that it took so long. I think it took 3.5 minutes for VAR to check something, and I don't understand what they were trying to check. And they've been under scrutiny the entire World Cup, Buvey. And 3.5 minutes waiting for Kylian Mbappé to take. Do you reckon that impacted his ability to take the pen?
I think it had an effect. Yeah, it shouldn't have an effect for someone of Kylian Mbappe's level, but I think it was a disgusting decision to delay the penalty. I think VAR is getting worse throughout the tournament. I think the referees are getting worse. The stakes are getting high, and referees should be getting better, not worse, as the tournament gets more important for all these countries trying to get close to winning it. It's all well and good being a good referee in the group stages, but these guys are clearly nervous. There were 9 people monitoring the game yesterday across VAR on the pitch. 9 referees to referee. That's nearly the same as an actual football team. So, I think VAR in this FIFA World Cup has closely ruined football and is getting closer to ruining it every single tournament. The delay to the penalty was absolutely ridiculous, guys. I can't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it was absolutely atrocious. I was waiting, and I was like, even Kylian Mbappé kept looking at the referee, like, blow the whistle already so we can take it. And I think that impacted it. But obviously, being Kylian Mbappé, one thing I've learned about in this entire tournament, and I've been learning about him, is the fact that he's inevitable, bro. He's inevitable. This guy will show up no matter what. And this guy started the game off with a proper mission in his mind. Even after he missed the pen, you just knew that this guy was going to pop off somewhere, because France was wave after wave out of attack. And when you see Dembele, when you see Buvey, when you see Olise, when you see Mbappe just running at your defense every single time. And the thing about these guys is, like, I've seen Buvey just take on defenders when you have Mbappe on the left and then you have Olise on the right, or you have Dembele on the right. But then he goes on and he scuffs a shot, or maybe he misses or tackles, or scuffs the ball up high. I mean, he gets claps from Mbappe. He gets claps from Olise. Like, there's encouragement to be able to try something new, to be able to showcase your individual ability. And that's what I like about this French team.
Even Koundé was getting claps today.
Yeah, Koundé was getting claps today as well. But honestly, people talk about this defense, Abdullah, like France's defense. It hasn't been tested. It hasn't been this. It hasn't been that. Do you reckon people are just finding ways to find something wrong about this French team because they're that good? Is their defense actually that suspect?
I think, and when a team is as good as France going forward, where does the opposition get the courage to attack them to begin with? So how they play and how high they are in your half, it's like, how do you break out? Because the press is so high, everybody steps up. It's when do you get a moment? And when you do, the back four is athletic. It's not a back four that's lethargic. So then in big spaces, they can match your runs, and in tight areas, they're strong. So it's and individually, all of those defenders are top defenders. So to me, even when they do get tested, it's going to have to be a player of the level, let's hope we get the semi-final of Spain, France. It's going to be like a Lamine Yamal maybe going at Luka Dean and seeing how that goes. It's going to have to be moments.
He's going to try and do it, Abdullah, in the next semi-final. We know Spain is going to get there, most likely. He's going to try and do it, and guess who'll be waiting there?
Saliba. Upamecano and Saliba waiting. Exactly.
And if he manages to get past Saliba, it's Upamecano.
Yeah,
apparently.
I think this French team looks really complete, and we can't just say that they haven't been tested yet, because every team that they've played against, I remember us thinking Sweden might give them a bit of a challenge with Gyökeres and Isak up top.
Yeah.
But it's like nobody even remembers that, because Isak and Gyökeres are deep in Upamecano and Saliba's pockets till now.
Yeah.
Clear 3-0. So they were tested. They just passed with flying colours. It's a strong team overall. So I don't think it's a matter of them not being tested. I think they're just that good.
Yeah.
They're too good.
I agree. Hassanin, Kylian Mbappé, 11 goal contributions, man, in 6 games. He's got 8 goals. He's got 3 assists. Come on, man. Tell me something about this guy.
All I want to say is, Jose Mourinho, listen, make this guy our captain, and whatever he wants to do, let him do it. He wants to sell players. He wants to sign players. Just do exactly what he says.
Yeah.
Like I thought we had an issue with the coach. We needed a new manager. Obviously, Alonso didn't work out. Abelot didn't work out. We needed Mourinho. Some people were saying, let's bring Ancelotti back. It's not that. Just do exactly what Mbappe says, and it works. We're seeing it right now in the World Cup. Let's do it. That's it. That's all I can say.
Bro, like
this guy is there's levels to football. I watched a documentary. There was a documentary about Mbappe, like released by BBC recently, and apparently he was like one of the. He grew up somewhere in Paris, and then he's been playing for France since he was 11 or something. He was part of that Clairefontaine Academy or whatever. So this guy, some people call him a lab-grown, like, I don't know, lab-grown experiment. You know what I mean? And he can't get better than Mbappe, to be honest, up front.
Do you reckon
it doesn't get any better than that?
Do you reckon he's the greatest World Cup player of all time?
Yeah, 100%.
Has
like
to be.
3 finals in a row. Come on, man.
I think Buvey, I saw your video. I know you posted a video. You said that he's never been knocked out in the past since he started the World Cup. Like since his appearances at the World Cup, it's always been the final, which is an absolutely insane stat to have, man. This is his 3rd World Cup.
3 World Cups in a row.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, the only issue is if he doesn't win this final, then suddenly you're someone that loses more finals than you win. So you don't want to get to 3 finals and only win one of them against Croatia. So it's still a big moment if he does get to a final to beat whoever's on the other side.
Hypothetically, Buvey, if he goes ahead and wins this World Cup, where do you rank this France team compared to like 2002 Brazil dynasty and then the 2010 Spain? Like, do you reckon this French team is up there?
It's up there for sure. Yeah, if they win it, it's not better than 2010 France. I don't think it's better than a couple of the Brazil sides. One from the 70s, the one from the early 2000s, even the 90s. But it's close for sure. I want to see his France side go and win the Euros in 2028. I think they've got a great opportunity to do that. And suddenly you're looking at, the Spain side did 3 tournaments in a row. We forget that a lot. They won 2 Euros in a row It's incredible. And then a World Cup in the middle in South Africa where it was a new continent to have World Cup football. The pitches weren't particularly good, and they had that brand of technical quality on the pitch that was acceptable. Yeah, and they had to play through that absolute rubbish. So fair play to them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. And then we talked about like this front three. We always compare it. I think the past 2 pods we compared it to like the Rivaldo R9 and Ronaldinho. Do you reckon, Dembele, Olise, Mbappe, where would you rank them? Do you reckon they sit on the same table?
No, they're not better than those guys. Maybe they're top 5 attacks in the history of World Cup football, but at the moment they're probably outside of some of these great attacks that we've seen. I mean, they're better than the France '98 attack because they actually went on to win it. So we need to see them win it first. But I think they're massive. They're at least second favourites to win this tournament. They're either first or second. I think if you say anything lower than second, then I think you're chatting gas, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I think it's clear first, to be honest. I don't know anyone that comes second, to be honest. I mean, there's a big quality gap in my opinion, but I mean, anything can happen. Abdullah, let's hope that they get Spain. Yeah, like for argument's sake. All right, because we've been wrong before. I think everyone with the predictions have been wrong before. We haven't been right, bro. Colombia, Switzerland, all this, and then Argentina scraping past Egypt, Cape Verde. Talk to me. If they go against Spain, I think that's the first time that we'll see France against a team where the other team dominates possession. How do you reckon that will pan out to be? Because I think if Belgium goes through, by whatever reason, I think it's long. I think we can see France in the final. But for this argument's sake, Spain goes through. How do you see that play out?
Yeah, I think if Belgium goes through, we shouldn't even bother watching the game. Just wait till the final. That's fine. But if Spain go through, then it's going to be a real spectacle, because the main weakness, or the main thing that people think is the weakness of this French team, is that double pivot. It's Rabiot and Tchouaméni or Rabiot and Kone. That's where the real weakness is. And then Spain with Pedri, Rodri in there, you would be backing the Spanish midfield to win that battle.
Yeah.
So then, is that really? I don't know who that favors really, because if Spain is dominating possession and they're pushed all the way up, then those French forwards on the counter, I would not want to be one of those defenders.
Yeah.
If that midfield loses the ball at any moment, it's game over.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an intriguing match, and I think the French would still win, but it'd be an exciting match. It'd be a match that I would not want to miss.
Yeah. I think it would be very similar to the Morocco game, Abdullah. To be honest, look, I've watched a lot of Spain games, especially this World Cup, especially the one against Uruguay. I didn't think that side was impressive, to be honest. I don't think. Look, maybe because they have obviously Lamine Yamal, but any other player, I don't think there'll be a problem for Spain, for France. Especially Pedri, he hasn't been impressive this tournament. Even Rodri hasn't been impressive.
Rodri's been okay.
No, Rodri's been good. Rodri's been good.
Yeah. The worst of them obviously is
Rodri. Hate is crazy.
Torres is the worst player.
we got a Man City fan.
Don't worry.
What about you, Buvey? Do you reckon? How do you see Spain and France playing out? Do you agree with Abdullah, or do you reckon Spain could sort of nick something here?
No, it's a really good shout. I think the counter-attack shout's really interesting because, it's all well and good having possession, but sides have counter-attacked Spain. But the issue is when they counter-attack Spain still don't concede goals. I think they've got the best defence in the World Cup still, and you wouldn't say that with Kubasi and Laporte, with Cucurella as well.
Yeah.
It's not the best back line on paper. It's definitely not better than Ricardo Saliba and Koundé, but their system works and it's won them a trophy. They beat France, obviously, in the Euros as well. So you do think, actually, they know how to beat France. The system works. It beat England in a final with Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane. All these guys, I can't write off Spain to beat France in a game. I think their system is better than France's. And I think there's a lot of pressure on France, a lot of pressure on the individuals. Spain are selfless. Spain are happy to be boring. I don't know if France are happy to be boring. And that could be the difference.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, a little bit premature of me to do predictions, assuming that Spain goes through against Belgium tomorrow. Let's do a quick prediction for Belgium versus Spain, really, really quickly. So, Buvey, we'll start off with you. What do you reckon is going to happen tomorrow at 5 a.m.? I mean, 5 a.m. over here. I don't know what the time over there is. in England, because over here we
I
got.
don't know how you guys are watching the games. I can't even figure out what time it is for America, let alone Australia.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going. I'd go 2-0, just like the France game. I think they're professional. They'll swat them aside. They don't even think about Belgium, in my honest opinion. Maybe Lukaku could nick one, and by the way, he's having an underrated tournament and an underrated World Cup campaign. If he scores in the game, I think he's ahead of Maradona in terms of World Cup goals. It's not too bad.
Oh.
But look, Spain will dominate Belgium and beat them 100%.
Fair enough. Hassanein, what do you reckon?
I got 3-2 for Belgium.
I hate Spain, bro.
I
Spain didn't take any Real Madrid players. That's his
didn't
problem.
take any single Real Madrid player, bro. This side is not good.
Yeah, so Buvey, this guy right here is a Real Madrid player, so obviously he's got an agenda that there's no Real Madrid players. I mean, you got Cucurella there, bro.
Yeah, we had to put one in there. You know what I mean?
They had to buy him after the World
We
Cup.
have to buy one. Not an option.
All right, 3-2 to Belgium. Abdullah, what do you reckon, man?
Yeah, I think 2-0 Spain or 1-0 Spain. I don't think they concede again, and they will win. But yeah, I'm still waiting for Lamine Yamal to come to the party.
I reckon.
Still hasn't happened. Let's hope he does. So then he's primed for that showdown with France again.
Yeah, I think tomorrow he'll show up. Tomorrow he's gonna show up. I mean, people talking about like Yamal, even as I'm in the previous pod, like, you know, he's talking down on Yamal, like, you know, Yamal hasn't performed well. I mean, Yamal has performed well this World Cup. Like, you know, let's not be crazy here. Even in the second game of the group stage when he came on after injury, I think he really changed the game. And even in the last game against Portugal, he was the only sort of outlet that they have, and Spain's entire attack just relies on him because Nico Williams has been injured for such a long period of time, and I don't think he's going to feature in this World Cup. But I'll go for 2-0 Spain, and I think Yamal shows up to the party, and I think he gets a goal or two. But obviously we've got a guest from the UK, and we cannot sort of move on until we talk about England. Buvey, what do you reckon? What do you think about this England campaign so far? You know, Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, obviously, you know, a couple of other suspects. You've got, you know, Anderson, Declan Rice in the midfield as well. Anderson going to Man City. Man City yet again ruining the transfer market by signing him for $1 gazillion. What do you make of this England squad so far, man?
Well, Elliot Anderson it's not a gazillion. It's market rate for a top-level midfielder. Chelsea have spent that money previously. Man United spent £90 million on Pogba nearly 10 years ago. That was a massive generational flop. So £100 million for a top midfielder is what you're paying these days. And Elliot Anderson's top quality. He's better than Declan Rice was at 23, no question. I'm a big fan of England, of course, of what England are doing. 100%. The Mexico game for us as England fans is maybe top 5 games since 1966.
Wait,
World Cup
we're not
finals.
we're not gonna go past this. Yeah, did you just say Anderson's better than Declan Rice?
No, maybe the signal cut out in Australia for you guys, but I said he was better than Declan Rice when Declan Rice was 23 years old. 100%. Way better. Declan Rice was playing centre-back for West Ham United. So at 23, Anderson's got a higher ceiling than Declan Rice. Maybe he won't fulfill it. Maybe he'll win 0 Premier League titles, but Declan Rice has spent 6-7 years trying to win 1 Premier League title. Anderson goes for 125 million, and suddenly it's massive money. But Declan Rice, who's worse than Elliot Anderson when he was 33, goes for £100 million and no one questions it.
Well, he almost got
That's
relegated
crazy.
this season.
It's the same price.
I think time is going to prove your argument to be false, because Declan Rice is maybe 5 times the player Elliot Anderson is. Elliot Anderson's ability, I don't think is anywhere near
5 times.
Declan Rice.
8 times.
I don't think it's anywhere near Declan Rice.
If Declan Rice is 5 times better than Elliot Anderson, how many times is Rodri better than Declan Rice?
3 times. We'll give him that.
So we're just making up numbers. We're just making up numbers.
No, but it's
like Rice don't get you goals. Rice
Rice
doesn't get you goals. His link-up play is just as good as Elliot Anderson. Elliot Anderson is an equally good passer of the ball. Maybe he's a little bit shorter, a little bit less, high quality in the air. But Declan Rice doesn't score you many goals. So what facet of Declan Rice's game is 5 times better than Elliot Anderson? I mean, it's an absolute miracle to get an answer out of that one, because I think you couldn't answer that for me.
Declan Rice
back-to-back free kicks against Real Madrid, bro. What more do you want?
There we go. He's not scored one since. He's at 20 attempts.
He doesn't need to score any more after those 2.
Yeah, he doesn't need to do anything.
Anyway, we're gonna go off track over here. But yeah, go on, Buvey. Are you a Rory Jennings kind of guy? Rory Jennings is he country of a club? I'm pretty sure. No, he's passionate about England, but is he country of a club?
I don't know. he just loves all of it all at the same time, I think. But I'm personally country over club just because clubs can get bought and sold like stocks on the stock market. Like, you know what I mean? The locality of where football clubs come from, it's changed into a global enterprise. So I love the owners of Manchester City and what they've done, but you know, supporting Bukayo Saka, who comes from London, supporting, you know, Marcus Rashford, who comes out of Manchester, and Bellingham comes from Birmingham. Like, I think it's a very romantic view, and I think you guys are doing very well in Australia. You've got a lovely country down there. Our country's falling apart, so we need to win the World Cup for a bit of morale.
Fair enough. And what do you? So a lot of people are criticizing the way England are playing at the moment. But then a lot of people, I think we had Abs Biscuits in yesterday, and he said that they're really leaning into the identity, that England being extremely physical, being defensively solid, hitting them in the counter, so really diving deep into their identity. Are you happy with the way England are playing, despite, you know, having that much talent in the squad, or do you reckon you would like, so you expected to see a different kind of England under Thomas Tuchel?
I don't think any England fan can complain. I think we're limited in a lot of areas. We've got a lack of confidence based on Southgate's tenure, and I think he's brought in confidence, he's brought in belief. Beating Mexico in normal time, not taking it to extra time, was really special. I think there are limitations for winning this World Cup because I think England will be underdogs unless Belgium can upset Spain, unless France can get, you know, not injuries, but going to a final with major concerns in their squad. I don't know how that would ever happen, because if Mbappe leaves, then suddenly Barcola can come in, etc. Dembele. So I basically, this England side will be underdogs if England get to a final. I think England can beat Argentina quite comfortably, but based on what I've seen. But the final will be the issue, and for any England fans about winning the World Cup, will this England side win the World Cup playing this brand of football? Yes, the Mexico game was amazing on so many levels, but you can't win a World Cup conceding the cheap goals that England have. The constant defending has been shocking. I would have taken them out the side, but it's like Gahey is injured for the next game, so it's going to be constant Stones. I don't think he trusts Stones, so no right back as well, potentially, if James is injured. So there's a lot of concerns in the England backline still. To go on and win a World Cup, it looks like a massive, massive feat if that was to happen.
Fair enough.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't see anybody beating Argentina after that VAR controversy. There's no way that can happen, bro.
Hassan, you weren't here for the for that episode when we were talking about it.
I couldn't, bro. I was so angry. I couldn't do it, bro, that day.
Fair enough.
Just bad.
Sorry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go on, Hassan. Tell me about your thoughts, man.
On what?
On the Egypt game.
Norway? England, Norway?
No. On the Egypt game. We'll touch on the VAR controversy a little bit. We'll get your take on it.
Look, we need another episode for that. All right.
Fair enough.
We'll talk about it after the World Cup, like the controversies and everything.
All right. Fair enough.
The
Tell me about
theories.
So Buvey was a little bit went ahead of himself. He said that against Argentina, but that's if they go past a certain team called Norway against a certain someone, Erling Haaland, your man Buvey up front. You already know what he's capable of. Obviously, he plays for your club, smashing records left, right, and center. Unbelievable first season, treble winner. He has done every single thing that he can. Dunked on Gabriel. Do you reckon he's going to do the same thing over here against England, or do you reckon England can, hold off Norway?
No, from what I've seen, I think Haaland will score in the game, but I think England got more than enough quality and mentality. I mean, this is Brentford centre-back we're coming up against, with all due respect. So, yes, they've been fantastic, but Brazil weren't serious. Brazil were nervous. Brazil turned into the Tottenham of international football. And I look at England, I think there's a lot more quality in that England side. I would have rather had Norway than Brazil anyway, despite the fact that obviously Norway beat Brazil. But Norway, I think you can have a go at Norway. Look, if you get to a quarter-final of a World Cup and you draw Norway, you're doing very well. I don't care if there's 10 Irelands in that side.
Yeah.
He will score in the game, but I think England will just outscore Norway.
Fair and Brazil, I was surprised with how many chances Brazil missed. I mean,
Endrick, do you know what I mean?
That's so un-Brazilian, to be honest. Brazilians should be scoring from half chances. You know what I mean? If you look at players like Ronaldinho and stuff like that, they don't even need to look at the ball. I mean, they just smash that score. Yeah, especially that Endrick chance. Oh my God, that was
Gabriel
so
Martinelli starting that game, so it was a little bit, I think Martinelli started as a number 10, and then he brought Endrick on, and then he played Neymar as a false 9. So
it wasn't just that. They had their chances. I mean, they could have won the game.
I mean, the penalty should have changed the game a little bit as well, where Bruno Guimaraes missed after getting another stuttering penalty, bro. I swear to God, if your name is not Ronaldo and Neymar, stop with that shit, bro. Honestly, Stop with it. This centre back's taking penalties and the stutter penalty. Bro, bin that. I'm telling you right now, it's absolutely atrocious to watch every single time. But Hassanein, what do you reckon? Norway versus England. Do you agree with Buvey, or do you think Norway could do something?
Look, I've seen Jude Bellingham. To be honest, I don't think that's almost as good as having Mbappe and Dembele in your team, right?
Really?
So I've seen Jude Bellingham. I've seen the link up play with Harry Kane. I don't think beating Norway will be a problem.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but definitely Haaland will score.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Abdullah,
he's too good.
what do you reckon?
I think England should get over the line, but it's not going to be as straightforward. It's going to be as difficult as the Mexico game was, if not more difficult. But they will. I think they will just scrape through.
Okay, fair enough. No, I think that the game against Mexico really, really not surprised me, but like it really impressed me with like how solid England were defensively. They brought on Dan Burn, John Stones, and this is bread and butter for Dan Burns, bro. Like, balls in the box, he's going to head him out every single time. And Mexico just like, the lack of creativity Mexico had when England went 10 men down, all they did was pass it to the left back, and the left back pushed forward and just whipped the ball in every single time. They just had nothing going on for them. But it was a bit disappointing for Mexico not being able to capitalize on the last half an hour. But then again, England was just so dominant like defensively that they never gave them a chance to be able to do anything. But now that we're on the topic, Buvey, give us your predictions for the England and Norway game.
I think both teams will score. I think England have to do a lot better in that midfield. I think an underrated part of the Mexico performance, guys, I don't know what you think about it, was actually Declan Rice and Anderson looks a lot better. I think the first few games that looked real boring, real side to side. Between those two together, I was calling for Kobbie Mainoo to come in. He's barely featured for England, which is crazy. But I actually think Anderson and Rice looks better against Mexico, and I think they're beginning to understand their relationship when Rice can bomb forward, when Anderson can sit. I think it's a bit of a shining light. Obviously, you don't want anyone to get injured, but now that Jordan Henderson is out of the World Cup, I think it's a slight blessing, because I think hopefully it pushes and prioritises Kobbie Mainoo into this game, and I think he's got a big role to play. Norway are technical, they're not living on passion, they're not a host nation. I think that Mexico game needed the physicality of Anderson and Rice and these big guys to just get the job done. Dan Burn. Now, I think it's a technical game against Norway, and I think Kobbie Mainoo could come in and change that midfield as well. But I think both sides will score. I think England should have a lot more of the ball and try and dominate the ball and try and really teach Norway a big lesson.
There's a bit of a conversation to be had about Kwanzaa's red card being suspended for 2 games, and I think Reece James is injured as well still. So who starts right back for England, do you reckon?
Real tough. I would have put Quansah there actually, and then had Gahey and Stones. If Gahey's completely out, then obviously that shout doesn't work. Reece James could play his game. If it is Jed Spence, then we are, every game that passes for England, we are seeing the single-handed worst players who've ever played for England at a knockout game at a World Cup ever played for England. I can't believe he's made it. It's a miracle. I don't really know what's happening, but he's doing okay. I'm not slagging him off. I'm not trying to be negative, but we've gone from Kyle Walker, Trippier, we've gone from Trent, we've gone from Reece James when he was younger and less injury prone. All these guys. We even had Aaron Wan-Bissaka when he was playing for England. Do you know what I mean? Before we went to Congo, and Wan-Bissaka's better than Jed Spence. And we've gone to Jed Spence.
So why did they not call up and Kyle Walker? What's the difference between Kyle Walker and Jed Spence? They both got relegated anyways.
Spence, I'd say, is younger, fitter, sharper. I think Kyle Walker's lost a little bit of pace. It's tough to bring a 35-year-old relegated Burnley player versus someone who's
Jed Spence is
a
almost
lot more
relegated
athletic. Yeah, no, you're right. Listen, I don't want Spence or Kyle Walker in the squad, to be fair. But if you had to take one of them, I get Spence over Kyle Walker. But it's like 2 bald geezers fighting over a comb. I mean, seriously, what are we doing here?
But Buvey, were you in the same camp of not having Trent, not having selected Cole Palmer, Morgan Gibbs White? Like, would you have taken those players? Like, would you have taken Cole Palmer, Trent, or were you happy with and even Harry Maguire to a certain extent?
Yeah, look, I'm not gonna just be revisionist and say, because of the Mexico game, I was happy about Dan Burn, Jordan Henderson, all these guys, or Quansah. I think Quansah did okay before the red card, but then he gets sent off and puts a lot of jeopardy on the line for England. Quansah shouldn't have been in there. Dan Burn shouldn't have been in there. Spence, I think Adam Wharton had to be in there. But the way Kobbie Mainoo has been treated, it looks like he's not going to get a game. So if he isn't going to get a game, definitely Adam Wharton wouldn't. I think one of Palmer, Gibbs White really could have made that 26th number in that squad. You get rid of Jordan Henderson. I know he brings vibes, or he brings out the water bottles, the sparkling water for the guys. I don't know what he does, but
Did he actually get injured? Why is that?
Yeah, he got injured. He's broke something, but I think one of those X factor players that can just do something. You look at France; they don't need Mateta. France don't need Mateta. They could have even had an Ekitike on the bench if it wasn't for injuries. They don't need him. But if they do, if something happens to Mbappe, if something happens to these guys, they have a star, a bit of X factor on the bench. Cherky. They don't need these guys. We don't need Cole Palmer to come off the bench or Gibbs White until we do. And then you're looking at Spence, for example. You're looking at these guys coming off the bench. So I think one more player would have been nice versus what we brought. But Dan Burns was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic for what he needed to do in that squad against Mexico.
Yeah.
Just before we let you go, Buvey, I don't know if you gave us a scoreline. I know you gotta go. Did you give us a scoreline?
Yeah, I'm going 4-1. Yeah, smash these guys, 100%.
4-1. Sheesh. All right.
Smash it. We're a serious footballing nation. We're trying to win this World Cup, man.
Come on.
Bring it
You
on.
can't beat Norway. Honestly, I'm chatting to you guys on the other side of the game, but can't beat Norway. You can't win anything in life.
Fair enough,
Oh,
Buvey. All right.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you. Thanks for your time, lads.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Buvey. Take care.
Cheers. Have a good one.
All right, boys. Talk to me, Hassanen. Let's talk a little bit about the Argentina game. Tell me about your thoughts because we were waiting for it.
Come back to me. Come back to me, mate.
Now that you've cooled off, you had 3 days to cool
We'll
off.
talk about it now, and then this is the perfect way to wrap up the podcast.
Pissed off for Magdala. It's like back in the day, I used to be a conspiracy theorist. You know what I mean?
Back in the day.
These days, we don't even need the conspiracy. The conspiracy and the theories are all out of the window. Right? We're seeing blatant corruption right before our eyes. That was so. Because I remember, I think me and Amr were awake when watching the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I woke up. I wanted to drink some water. I did something. You know what I mean? I woke up. 2 bus or something, and I see Egypt 1-0 up. I said, "No way, I'll go back to sleep, bro."
Stay
I'm
straight
finishing
away.
this
Huh?
game. I'm watching the game and I'm seeing the slide tackles, the slapping on the face. I mean, the slide on the face, the slide tackle, because not even a single yellow card. Not to mention, even the instances where he didn't even give anything. You know? Let the play continue. Then comes the second half. The goal happens. When the goal happens, and it's like the Argentina players were surprised. Obviously, the coach was surprised. Nobody knew what was happening at that moment. You know what I mean? After the celebration. And then bam, the goal got cancelled via check. Because the Argentinians were so happy, they didn't even complain. They didn't even know what was happening. And when that happened, I told them straight away. I told them they're not gonna let them get the win. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But get this game over. But then the Egyptians came and scored the second, and then my hopes got up. But obviously, we've seen how the game unfolded then.
Rough.
Yeah. But the thing is, decisions like that, they throw you off your game. You know what I mean? Like even Mo Salah when he was trying to on a counter attack and one chance, and then
Because Marmoush took it off him.
No. There was one Salah was attacking, and then somebody fell. Somebody fell, and there was a foul against Salah, and then he started smiling, and he knew the game was gone.
I think
Obviously, Marmoush. We're not gonna talk about Marmoush and the other guy Trezeguet because Trezeguet is one of the reasons why they lost the game.
Oof.
I mean,
Marmoush has been such a
we're talking
letdown, bro.
technical.
The biggest names, one of the biggest names in the Egyptian squad. And
and
has
the
barely
thing
contributed.
was, even that pass was so predictable. Like the who was the defender that took it from? Was it Martinez? Yeah, was it?
I think so.
Was it Martinez?
Martinez or Romero? Is it
Romero.
Romero's side, yeah?
Martinez. One of them won the ball back. Anyways, like he could see he was going into that direction. Like
To the right.
he knew he wanted to pass the ball. Right? He could have just I don't know. What do you know with Abdullah? Drop a shoulder and then go right. Until you go straight. Like these are natural stuff. But the thing is, I sort of get it because he's been playing in Man City for the last year. Not a regular. He doesn't get the game time.
Yeah, he's not been informed.
He's not been informed. So
well.
he's not just. It's not just a technical ability. It's your how to say that. It's your natural instinct. You know what I mean? You lost some of your touch.
If you're not playing well, you'll do the wrong thing.
If you're not playing well, you do the wrong thing. You know? It doesn't come naturally to you. It's not like Salah and the other players. I mean, so
Unfortunate.
Trezeguet was bad. Marmoush, that chance was bad. But the refereeing, that was the worst performance of refereeing I've ever seen in my entire life. And the thing is, the people that explain it after the game, they say, "Oh, it was a foul." Yeah, I know it's a foul. Everybody knows it's a foul. You know what I mean, but the thing is, the rule. They say the rule is if the subsequent play. No. They're saying it's a subsequent play.
No, it's the same. It's the same play, Hassan.
But the thing is, Abdullah, look, what's his name? Haitham or Hani?
Yeah, Hassan.
No, it wasn't Haitham that fouled him.
Hani or Zico? One of them fouled him.
No, it was Hani, I think. It was Hani. Haitham didn't foul him.
No. Haitham got the pass from them.
Got the pass.
Yeah, so that doesn't mean it's a new. It doesn't mean it's a new sequence of play, Hassan.
No, it does mean that, Abdullah. What do you mean?
It's not, bro.
Because I tell something, Abdullah.
Okay, Hassan. If the foul doesn't happen, Hassan doesn't get the ball.
He does get the ball.
No, without the foul?
Because he does get the ball, Abdullah. What are you talking about?
Hassan, bro, you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, Abdullah, listen. The referee saw it and didn't call a foul, yeah? He let the player...
That's my thing. You gotta go back when it's clear and obvious. If the ref doesn't call it in real time, he's seen what he's seen.
Abdullah, if
that's my thing.
Let's say it was Romero that got fouled or Alessandro got fouled just outside the box, and they won the ball back and they scored. You know what I mean? He was the last defender. They had no chance of stopping the ball, but the fact that he dribbled past 3 players, he received the ball. It wasn't even him that fouled him. So he got somebody else fouled him. He received the ball, went past 3 players, passed it to Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah passed it in between 2 players to Zico, and then you say, oh, because of the foul that happened. You know why the foul happened? Near the corner flag of Egypt. Near the corner flag.
Madness, bro.
And the goal was scored from completely outside. It's not even 100 yards.
But Hassan, I can understand why it's the same phase of play because it's a counter attack. It's thin and there.
It's
but
not
they won the ball. They counter attack.
It's near the corner
flag. It's a counter attack. It doesn't matter where it's.
But despite that, whether it's the same sequence or not, bro, like I feel like going back and re-refereeing the game just for me defeats the purpose.
That's my problem. That's my problem, Hasib. What you're saying there.
Bro, you're re-refereeing it. You're going all the way back, bro. And then what's the point of having the ref in the middle? Just have a bloody robot in the middle, bro. Have AI in the middle.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in doing that and re-refereeing the game and going back to a TV screen and looking at it in slow motion. And I'm like, bro, it just defeats the purpose of refereeing.
I think if it was, I'll tell you something, if it was the same sequence of play, or even close to it, the Argentinians would have complained. The coach would have complained. Nobody complained. Nobody knew what was
that's
happening.
Another thing as well. Nobody complained about it.
Nobody knew what was happening because it was way too far to go back to. Way too far. It was totally unrelated.
And Hassan, I said one thing as well. I said, like, if this was the other way around, I don't think it would have happened, bro. Like, if it was like Argentina scoring that goal.
Everybody knows that. Because I'll tell you something, it would not happen because nobody would think, oh, this is something I could do. You know what I mean? I could complain about it and get it.
But I think
it was
that was my point, Hasib, to the inferiority complex where the bigger teams will just get the call.
Yeah. And I'll tell you something, if you look at the stats of that game, Argentina had like 70% possession of the ball. Okay, it was ridiculous. Guess how many fouls they committed? Like they actually committed, and the referee gave the Egyptians foul. 16 fouls.
That's mad, bro. Bro, no, one yellow card to me is absolutely bad.
And not a single yellow card.
The
Egyptians committed 10 fouls with 4 yellow cards. You know what I mean?
Including excluding the manager as well and the staff member and stuff like that.
Forget about it. That was so bad, the refereeing. Like I've seen bad refereeing, but this was.
Do you know what it is, bro? Like people are not able to have like a rational conversation about this and go deeper into why this is wrong. But because it's Argentina and because there's one.
I'm a Ronaldo fan. I'll tell you something.
But because it's Lionel Messi playing for it, it's like people are so blinded by the love of him that if Argentina, if this happened to any other team except for Argentina, like if it happened to the Netherlands or Colombia or any other team, we wouldn't be talking about this. Like there wouldn't be another side of it. People are so blatantly like, take your love out for Messi, bro. Like let's have a grown man rational conversation.
Even if you love Messi, what's wrong with that? Because you can say something is wrong.
There you go.
And you benefit from it.
That's my point exactly.
Absolutely, bro. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, bro. Because if this happened to Ronaldo, I would celebrate it. But I'll tell you it's a foul. It's not a foul. I mean, this should have stood. You know what I mean?
But
like, you gotta be honest about this stuff.
What do we think? What do we think? Spain and Belgium tomorrow. Do we really think Belgium have no chance?
I've seen Spain against Uruguay. I've seen them against Saudi Arabia. I've seen them against Cape Verde. I've seen them against Portugal.
You're not convinced?
Nobody is convinced, Abdullah, apart from Lamine Yamal. Have you seen Ferran Torres how he's playing?
Hassan. But no one's convinced with Belgium as well, bro. No one's convinced with Belgium as well, bro.
No, I'm not saying I'm convinced by Belgium. I'm not saying I'm convinced by Belgium. But the Spanish side is so bad, bro. Like, I'm not talking about just individual quality. Even the way they, like, even against Portugal, because they couldn't do anything apart from, even that goal was a foul, and then the Portuguese, they stopped for a little bit, you know what I mean? You can't blame them. You sort of blame them and not blame them. It was like, they stopped for a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it was a bit questionable. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't know, bro. Unless Lamine Yamal decides to do what Mbappe is doing and these guys are doing, if he decides to do that, then it's.
I think he will, bro. I think one of the games would hit where you would have an all-timer performance by Lamine Yamal, and I think it's the best time to have it as a quarterfinal by tomorrow. I think tomorrow we'll see something, bro. Like with Lamine Yamal.
Hasib, I think you're gonna be proven wrong, bro. I think it's so difficult to play yourself into form this late into the tournament. I remember before the Euros, the last Euros, we did our predictions before the Euros, like a week before the tournament kicked off, and I watched Lamine Yamal in a friendly, and I said on the pod, this is his coming out party. And from the first game, he's on it. He's on it. So for me, it's too big of an ask for somebody to now in the quarters turn up. And you're saying he's been playing well. He hasn't playing Lamine Yamal Barcelona.
He's been.
He hasn't been.
I
remember because seeing memes after the Uruguay game where they took him off and he's like, the meme is saying, this is a men's game. I can't do this. Take me back to the juniors.
I tell you what's happening.
He was actually struggling.
I tell you what's happening.
And he wasn't delivering.
It's very similar. It's very similar to what's happening to Vinicius and other good players. What's happening to Lamine Yamal is your team needs to take a bit of the pressure from you so you can excel. I mean,
they didn't need to in the Euros.
They didn't need to because the other players are like especially Fabian Ruiz.
Him and Nico Williams.
Ruiz. First of all, Fabian Ruiz. And what's his name?
Nico Williams was there.
And Rodri was helping. Even Carvajal from the back was helping him, you know what I mean? Or the overlaps and stuff like that. He's not getting this happen right now. And the thing is, if you notice Lamine Yamal right now, these games, he's having to come up against 2 or 3 players minimum. Minimum 2. 2 is fixed. All right. So you can take on 2 or 3 players, but you can't expect him to score goals and carry the whole team by himself.
I think my thing
is, he happens at Barcelona.
Huh?
He gets double teamed in Barcelona as well, but he deals with it.
Look at Mbappé for Real Madrid right now.
He's just like we were just saying. Marmoush is off form. I think Lamine Yamal isn't in form. He just isn't in form. He's come back from an injury. I feel like it's not that it's a big ask, but the pressure and for him to perform, to like be at his peak now, having not played football for so long, is unfair. But I think there are reasons to him underperforming, but I do think he's underperforming, and we shouldn't shy away from saying that.
Playing with Oyarzabal, because what are we in 2018?
Okay, well, one thing as well. The reason I'm saying that as well is because I just believe that it's just because the standard is so low between both these teams in terms of showing us like what they're capable of. That I feel like Belgium is way below Spain in terms of what they've shown us. That game against Senegal, bro. Senegal handed them the bloody win. The 3 goals were handed to them. Like, there you go. You go forward. I haven't seen Belgium play well, in my opinion. Spain, we've at least seen.
They played well that game.
Which one? Senegal one.
Yeah, you know what? What changed that game? Well, I'll tell you what changed that game. Yeah, this game was going so well for Senegal. They scored the 2 goals. Obviously, they were doing well. Until what's his name, Pape Thiaw, instead of leaving the pitch and let the players play, he decided to make substitutions. So what he did, he said to the players, if you are 35 and older, stay in the pitch. If you are below the age of 28, come out.
That's
The substitutions were so bad, and it killed the game. And then they took advantage of it. You know what I mean? It was late.
Yeah, but
it was shockingly late, but it was inevitable.
I don't think it was inevitable, bro. Like, I don't think so.
Because the moment he took Pape Gueye was so pissed. I mean, because he dominated the midfield that day. He was so pissed that he had to be taken off. But look, after these changes, especially after Lamine Camara, what's his name? Lamine Camara or whatever.
Yeah.
Especially after he came on, game over, bro. It was game over, especially from that side, from his side.
Fair enough.
Game over.
It's unfortunate, but I think Belgium. I don't think they have a chance. But I don't know if Lamine Yamal.
They scored 4 goals against the USA, bro.
Yeah, it's the USA, isn't it? Yeah. The USA were just waiting for a proper European team to come.
Yeah, for sure, bro. That's what
I know. But I think this team, look, this is the team that we thought is finished because of some names, but they do have some decent players. A
That was
little
a
bit
bit cold though. The US game, he kept De Bruyne and Doku on the bench.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, the coach is good. The coach
Yeah,
is good.
he's so if he carries on putting the team first, they might actually have a chance.
we've spoken
Yeah, I
about
think they do have a chance.
we've spoken about
It will be
almost
shocking.
all the quarterfinals because we haven't spoken about one. Let's talk about Argentina and
Do we need to
Switzerland
talk about it? Do we need to actually talk about this? Huh?
really quickly, just really quickly, a couple of minutes on Switzerland.
Yeah.
Can we do something? Can we? Because I'm saying we, as in all of us, obviously.
Of course, the
for
hate
Swiss.
watchers. The hate watchers. Us. I mean, every single one of us.
Prayers, best.
Because I'm telling you, Egypt, the population of Egypt is 120 million. Guys. And the entirety of them will be supporting Switzerland. All of them.
I think the whole world except for the Argentinians. Bro.
Because I've seen these last couple of days, I've seen die-hard Barcelona fans denounce Messi. I've never seen this in my entire life, guys.
Did you guys see
Say die-hard Egyptian Barcelona fans. Say that.
All Barcelona fans, bro.
Have you guys seen the FBI investigation as well for the Argentinian head of federation? Because it's 300 million, money laundering. 90 million of that is gone through US banks. And it's tied to like $17 million worth of mansion and luxury cars.
What happened to them,
Bro, before the tournament, because this guy's cheering Messi, the head of the federation, the Argentinian federation. Because just a month ago, before the World Cup started, bro, like the stadium, Argentinians' home stadium, plus the training facility, and 17 other clubs got raided, bro. Got raided. And this guy's over here with Infantino celebrating a goal against Cabo Verde, bro.
Well, I look like I was reading some funny memes on Twitter. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but the coach of the Switzerland coach, Morad Yakin, was saying, "Oh, we're gonna shake up Argentina," and people were saying, "We've seen them shaken up before by Cabo Verde and Egypt. Either knock them out or keep it quiet." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let somebody else do it.
Do you reckon Swiss has a chance?
I'll be honest with you.
Go on.
Unless these games are being refereed properly. Like especially Romero, I'll tell you something. Yeah, if I'm a referee before the start of the game, if I'm refereeing Argentina, before the start of the game, I tell Romero, look, you're gonna start with a yellow card by default. We're gonna begin your game for you by because have you seen Romero? Like I've watched some Tottenham games like last season.
Hassan, he has 0 yellow cards in the entire tournament, bro. You know how mad that is?
It's ridiculous. Got this guy in Tottenham Hotspur, he doesn't go 15 minutes without getting a yellow, or a warning. There's always somebody bleeding when this guy's playing decent. You know what I mean? Pepe was violent. Yeah, Stam was violent, but this guy is next level when it comes to violence.
Yeah, well, bro, I'm serious. Like this guy,
he's always got a red yellow card. Can we check how many yellow cards he's got last season? Can somebody pull it up, please?
Yeah.
Don't worry about him, bro. Don't worry about him.
And he's got not a single yellow card this whole tournament. Imagine.
This is the spectacle that we're gonna continue to watch, and it's gonna continue to generate conversation. So I'm just here for it. Well, I'm here for it. Now that the problem is the Egypt one really hurt because it's Egypt, Arab country, Muslim country. That one hurt. But from now on, we're just here for get the popcorn out. We're here for the entertainment. Let's see what calls these referees make.
The Cape Verde game was like it had some controversies, but it wasn't enough to change the course of the game. I mean, like sometimes there's the favoritism obviously happens, even for star players, even for Ronaldo, for Real Madrid. It happens to every single team. I mean, when there's a big team, there's always some sort of favoritism. But there's a favoritism that changes the course of the game. I've never seen anything like that before. I mean, to disallow a goal, that could have been the second goal, and the goal after that could have been the third goal.
You know what?
Come back
from now on, everybody's gonna watch Argentina with those lenses.
Yeah.
But
guess what?
We'll see.
It doesn't look like FIFA cares anyways. I mean, especially after that Balogun situation, I don't think anybody cares.
Yeah.
It will be corruption in front of you, and what can you do about it? Nothing.
There's gonna be a story regardless.
There's gonna be a story regardless.
That's a beautiful way to wrap up today's podcast. Corruption will be there regardless.
This guy's always interrupting Hasib. Now you understand how that feels like.
No, we had a guest before, so we had to be.
No, of course. That's why I gave you the platform because I know you know.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I wanted Morocco to win it. You know what I mean? But I'm willing to sacrifice Morocco just to make sure Argentina doesn't get this World Cup. Because there's no way. Mush Infantino. If Infantino himself plays with them, If he tells Messi he can sign players from different nationalities, you can bring up the whole Barcelona team down.
He's not beating France, huh?
You are not beating this France team.
Yeah,
No, but
anyway,
you're beating this France
Sunday, we are all from Switzerland. We are all from the beautiful city
team. We're
of
all
Zurich.
from Switzerland, you know what I mean?
Yalla. Let's wrap it up now, boys. Beautiful way to wrap up the podcast. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and make sure you guys follow us on all social media platforms, whether that be TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
All my niggas, we intimidated. All my they intimidated. Burn City, we intimidated. Got my young boy, and he intimidated. All my shooters, yeah, they really aiming with them cold niggas. We ain't got no patience. Money talks in my conversation. One niggas, they are imitated. Ask my dogs, we intimidated. Ask my bro, we intimidated. How you poppin', no niggas hating, and I play the whole to keep